Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to In the Spotlight with Jill Nicolini on Business Talk Radio, where we take your business to the next level. Welcome back to Business Talk Radio. We are joined today once again with Eva Medcroft. She is a certified health, life, and trauma-informed coach based out of beautiful Anna Maria Island in Florida. AvaMedcroft.com. How are you?
I'm doing lovely as always here in Florida.
All right. Please introduce yourself to our listeners. We have listeners each and every week, so we need to reestablish, a little bit of your background, who you are, and then we'll get into what you do.
Okay, well, I am a trauma-informed coach. I'm a health, life, and trauma-informed coach. I have been a business consultant and coach for many years, and recently I have switched gears to help people a little bit more individually. Previously, I was helping small business owners, which had a lot of one-on-one coaching for personal life coaching. And now I've moved more towards trauma-informed coaching because there is so much trauma with a big T and trauma with a little t out there that it tends to stand in the way of people's success.
Yeah.
So, I'm helping people dig down to the root cause and really, really heal the trauma so they can be everything they dream they could be.
Got it. Fantastic. And just a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind. Where are you from originally, and what brought you into this field of, healing and helping?
So I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I've lived, in different parts of the world and the country. I recently moved from Albuquerque, New Mexico, recently, as in 3 years ago already. Time really flies in paradise.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved 3 years ago from Albuquerque, New Mexico, to a little island to the south of Tampa called Anna Maria Island. So I live on an island that has wild pear. It's beautiful here.
Oh, fantastic. And I know as far as, your website, just want to point out, can you just spell that for us to make sure we have it correctly?
Sure. It's Eva, EvaMedcroft.com. So that's just my name. And you can go out there, go to it and see some of the services I offer. And I also have articles on health, wellness, and a lot of articles on PTSD and trauma as well.
Okay, great. Now here I have some notes in front of me. I just want to make sure these are up and current. We want to talk a little bit in regards to your focus. You were talking about how relationships, cause weight gain and illness, and how to recognize early on when a relationship is toxic. Is that correct for the first part of the show?
Yeah, we definitely, I have found through my own experience as well as several of my clients and some groups that I work with, that a lot of times people, whether it's men or women, men get in toxic relationships too. We do not recognize that the relationship is toxic. Our bodies do recognize that it is toxic, and we start experiencing physical issues like weight gain, autoimmune diseases. You can see some stuff like increased allergic reaction. You start developing more high blood pressure and things like that. So our bodies recognize the toxic relationships, whereas we can kind of think our way out of it and give excuses for the other person. Oh, they're just having a bad day, or I just imagine that they had that response. But really, it doesn't matter what's going on with them. If it's toxic for you, it's toxic for you. So.
Got it. And I also just want to point out quickly that we are opening up the phone lines for callers a little bit later in the show, 631-627-1840. If you do have any questions for Eva, please reach out to us, and let's continue this conversation in regards to toxic relationships, please.
Okay. So just a little bit of how I moved from being a business owner, an ad agency owner, to being a trauma-informed coach is I was dealing with my own toxic relationship for years. And I know, I kind of have an inkling that it was toxic. It wasn't the most comfortable relation. Basically, I felt like I didn't have a big future. I kept cutting my dreams down so that they were smaller and smaller and smaller. And finally, I'm like, okay, I'm leaving. And that's when it got really bad. Got kind of scary when I decided to leave. And it kind of pushed me into to have PTSD. And after experiencing that and the brain fog that it causes and the anxiety and panic that it causes and the physical ailments, I just, I did everything I could to heal as quickly as possible. And now I want to help as many people as possible do the same, because it is something that is treatable. You can not only heal from it, but you can truly thrive after it. It's something that we call post-traumatic growth, where you actually are you're living a life way bigger than before you went through the traumatic incident.
Wow. When you said post-traumatic, I thought you were going to say post-traumatic stress disorder. Is that something, just curious, that you actually work with as well?
Yes, I do work with post-traumatic stress disorder. That's really what trauma-informed coaching is about, is we work with PTSD. And, we don't always call it, there's some discussion in the community about calling it post-traumatic stress syndrome, because syndrome is kind of a toxic, it's kind of, there's a lot of people shy away from getting help for PTSD because first they think only soldiers have PTSD. And the thought process is, my little stressors in my daily life isn't enough to cause PTSD. That's for people that go to war. But what they've found over time is that people have the post-traumatic stress response from smaller daily stresses that build up over time. If you're working in a high-stress job, especially first high-stress job that has a demanding boss or tight timelines or anything that causes that buildup of anxiety over time, it's going to cause PTSD at some level.
Got it.
And that's kind of really, I feel I want to shout that from the rooftops. That the post-traumatic stress response is something that most of us have at a small level at some time during our lives, and a buildup of time over time, especially during COVID. People don't realize how important, well, we didn't realize, now we do realize how important that sense of community is, and how, face-to-face interaction is really important to our mental health and our physical health. We really need that as social animals. And we're learning that even that.
And we have a call coming in. Stand by. Welcome to Business Talk Radio. You're live on the line today with Eva Medcroft. How can she be of service?
Hi, my name is Mary. I'm from New York.
Hi there. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for answering my call. I'm in a very toxic relationship. He's horribly abusive. And every time I try to leave, he just, his attitude changes. He moves the house. He buys me flowers. He does everything. And then, I see the good in him, and I just go back to him. But I'm kind of scared. I'm scared that one day he's just going to fly off the handle and maybe hurt me.
So
I'm just not sure what to do. I need help, and I feel like I need to leave, but I love him.
You love about him?
The good things. He's very nurturing when he wants to be. He'll cook dinner. He has to be clean. But if, let's say, I run out and I go to see my friends, he becomes very insecure and he becomes abusive.
Well, so the number one thing to realize about when we're talking toxic relationships, really sometimes people can have a little off-balance relationship, and then we're talking abusive relationships. And when you're in a domestic abuse situation, it is all for the abuser. It is all about power and control of that other person. And one of the first things that an abuser will do is they will isolate you from your friends and family, your support. And that is your first sign that you are in, we term it toxic, but you're in an abusive relationship that is unhealthy for you, and you feel afraid to leave him. And, they do want to keep you there with them. They want that person to feed into their needs. So when you do try to leave, they are going to do something that we call love bombing, where they're going to pull out all the charm that they had when you first met them.
Yeah.
But the problem is, over time, you probably notice that the periods of the loving grow smaller, and the periods of the abuse, which could be, outright abuse, or it could just be withdrawal type of abuse, where you're not getting a lot of anything, So during the time in between the love bombing, what is kind of the behavior like? How's he treat you then?
I know, it's kind of hard, though. I've been with him for like 2 years now, and I don't want him to get to... And you're absolutely right. He is trying to isolate me.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what to do. I feel like he's trying to change the person that I am, and I don't want that.
And that's exactly what happens is you start, they push your boundaries, and you give them a little bit here. Well, that part isn't so important to me. I really don't need to eat this certain food, or I don't need to, go out to this place or go to this restaurant or do this favorite thing that I like to do. And you give up part of yourself just a little bit at a time. And then over time, you wake up one day and realize, I'm not me anymore. And you've been with them for 2 years. How, if you sit back and think, how do you think you're going to feel when you're with them for 5 years? Where do you think your life will be then?
I know I don't want to, our last president said it best, the audacity of hope.
Yeah,
I guess maybe...
And one of the things that it may or may not be the case, but what I've found with myself and a lot of my clients is that we do hope. We have such good hearts, and we want absolutely the best for another person, that we give too much of ourselves to them and not enough to ourselves. And we keep trying to help them improve and help them get well. But, when you step back at the end of it and you look backwards, you realize that maybe they never ever wanted to change and they never wanted to help. That they might be perfectly content on being the jerk some of the time and loving some of the time whenever it's with them.
Kindness when I'm not home, when I'm not with them.
Well,
it just becomes very, very toxic, and that's not what I'm about,
So what would you like to do going forward?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, I've asked him to possibly let's get some counseling or something. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't seem to think that there's a problem.
Right, and to be quite honest, if you're in a relationship that just needs a little bit of help, counseling, marriage counseling, and couples counseling is very good. If you're in a relationship with somebody that could possibly have a personality disorder, which a lot of abusers do have,
bingo.
It's not very healthy, especially because a lot of these abusers tend
it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's crazy.
Yeah, so they end up learning more how to manipulate you, and they can manipulate the therapist.
Well, that's the thing, he's trying to.
Right, so it's really like getting help for you is where the priority needs to be. And there's a lot of local resources. I find like a lot of my clients, they have, they go to a therapist, they come to me as a coach, and they're usually also in a support group as well. So coming out of toxic relationships usually takes a lot of support. And the first thing that I would recommend for anybody that is even has any inkling at all that they're being abused in any way is to call the domestic violence hotline or go to their website. It's thehotline.org. And what they will do is they will connect you to local resources in your area to talk to them about what your immediate goals are, how to get help, come up with a safety plan, and connect you to any therapy or support group resources that you might need. And I don't know if you feel like that would be helpful for you, but to me, if I knew about that way earlier, I might have not stayed in it for 10 years.
Okay. Well, it's definitely something to think about. Definitely pinpoint some things that,
and remember there's people out there that want to help you, that are there to support you, that have been through it and have come out the other side. So, and they don't judge. They're there to just be there for you and let you be you. Because after being with toxic for a while, that's what you need. You just need to be yourself. So, I hope that you reach out and find something local. Obviously, if you want to reach out to me, I would love to help you more. But there's also resources in your community, and having that one-on-one connection with people or having a group in your community is also really, really important as well.
Thank you. Give me a lot to think about. I appreciate it.
Calling in, I appreciate it as well.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you for the call. And at this time of the show, we'll take our commercial break. If you don't mind giving us your best form of contact information.
My contact information, you can reach me at my website. It's evamedcroft.com. That's EVAMEDCROFT. Or you can call me at 941-718-5881.
Perfect. And at this time, we'll take our break. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Is your computer slow? Seeing strange pop-ups? You could have a computer infection. Call Computer and Internet Help. A certified malware removal specialist will make your computer healthy and fast again. Most importantly, at an affordable price. Call Computer and Internet Help at 239-567-0104. That's 239-567-0104. Or email them at pccoach.com. That's pccoach@live.com. And go to their website, computerandinternethelp.com. Computerandinternethelp.com. Computer and Internet Help, making computers healthy, one at a time.
Are you feeling stuck? Do you feel like anxiety and depression are dictating your life? Struggle with feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and worried? It's time to live a fulfilling life. To make the change that you've been meaning to make, call the integrative practitioner who combines empirically supported psychotherapies with holistic health coaching. Bring together body, soul, and mind for true healing. Find the root cause of your health and mental stresses. This is not how you need to live. There is a better way. You can be free. You can be new. You will be fulfilled. Call Sandoval at 305-720-0237 or email info@drjosesandoval.com or go to drjosesandoval.com. Creating the new you starts with you.
Do you or someone you know consider themselves to be a truth seeker? How would you react if you were made aware that the greatest attack made on U.S. soil was not what it seemed to be? How the WTC was really demolished and Anatomy of Mass Murders expanded are two books written by a PhD in Applied Physics, Caltech, 1978. Let the truth of 9/11 be unveiled right before your eyes. Dr. Crockett Graby will destroy the myths with these powerful books. Go to sealan.org, SEALAN as in Nancy.org, and grab your copies today. Grab your books. You don't have to be a historian to safeguard the truth. Gittins Quick Sale Realty, the realty company that has a winning track record for getting their customers the properties that best suits their personal and business needs. The company that doesn't put the squeeze on your budget. They specialize in the Queens, Brooklyn, Nassau, and Suffolk County areas. To become a winner, choose a winning team. Win a quick sale with Gittins Quick Sale Realty. Go to GittinsQuickSaleRealty.com. GittinsQuickSaleRealty.com. Call 718 718-454-9000. That's 718-454-9000. Get the quick sale with Gins Quick Sale Realty.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to In the Spotlight with Jill Nicolini on Business Talk Radio, where we take your business to the next level. At this time, we have a call coming in, so stand by 1 second. Let's get that. Hi, welcome to Business Talk Radio.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I was wondering if you could give me some advice on, I finally left my ex because of the way he treated me. I finally feel like my old self again, and now like the problem is he's constantly trying to call me. He shut up at my job. I've tried to call the police, but that doesn't seem to stop him. How do I get him to leave me alone now?
So, what is your typical response when he calls you?
I just don't answer.
Very good. Good. So, when he shows up at work, do you work in a place where you're kind of accessible to the public, or are you in an office behind a receptionist or anything?
I'm in an office, but there's like no receptionist. Kind of just walks right in.
Okay. So, has he done anything threatening to you?
No, he just won't leave me alone.
Okay. So it's harassment and it's stalking. So you may want to talk to somebody about harassment. I would say if he's coming to your office and he is not a client, that would be considered trespassing. Are your employers aware of it? What he's doing?
I honestly didn't want to make it like a known thing, only because like I didn't want my job to get involved of like this, because it's really unprofessional. You know what I mean?
It is unprofessional, but it's also I'm not saying it's unprofessional. It's unprofessional of him to put you in this circumstance, and he's banking on that. The concern would be that he's a stalker. And sometimes stalkers can be dangerous, whereas they weren't dangerous before. The fact that he hasn't let you go shows that he could be a danger. How long has it been since you said you divorced him, right, Rachel?
Yeah, it's been like about a month and a half now.
Okay.
So it's still like really new.
Did you have a lawyer for the divorce?
We were just dating. It wasn't like a divorce. We weren't married.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there's a thing that we call, you want to go no contact as much as possible with him. I would, I would let him know when he comes to the office that he is not welcome there, and it's considered trespassing. And that, you personally will tell him the next time he comes, you're calling the police for trespassing. Okay?
Okay.
And have you taken that step with him that you're going to call the police for trespassing?
No, I kind of just like hid and like went into the bathroom when he was here.
And that's it could be a tactic too. If you completely avoid contact with him so that he's not getting that fix of tormenting you, then eventually they give up and find somebody else to torment, and they'll leave you alone. But if you find that he's not leaving you alone, and it's getting to where it's interfering with your work, it's interfering with your ability to walk to your car, go to lunch, go home, you're nervous about that, you're thinking he might be following you, then I would definitely consider getting some assistance. And just like I did with the last caller, just because they are such an amazing resource. The domestic violence hotline can connect you with people that can help you in your community that know laws associated with stalking and abuse and toxic relationships. And they can tell you the exact actions to take that are right for the community you live in. that, adhere to their laws and they know the resources in that area. But I would definitely be, try to eliminate contact as much as possible. You don't want to be available. You don't want him to see you. If he starts interfering with your ability to do work, then that would be where you need to reach out and get help. And whether it's legal help or you go to your local domestic abuse center to tie into resources, because some of the resources they have legal aid that can help you get restraining orders or whatever you might need. So,
okay. All right. Thank you so much for your advice. I really do appreciate it.
Sure. I hope it gets better for you. Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Moves on.
Okay, thank you so much. And for that awkward hang up, but that's all right. This is the end of our show now, unfortunately, Eva, but I do want to get your best form of contact information quickly before we move on.
Absolutely. If you would like to talk about toxic relationships or how to move forward with any kind of traumatic stress response, give me a call at 941-718-5881, or you can reach me through my website that is evamedcroft.com, EVAMEDCROFT.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it and want to thank everyone for listening to Business Talk Radio. Stay tuned. We'll have more coming right up after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to In the Spotlight with Jill Nicolini on Business Talk Radio, where we take your business to the next level.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.